about the pyramids. They're massive, they're mysterious.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is probably the most stunning of all these ancient structures.
For more than 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has stood in silence, watching civilizations rise, collapse, and vanish. Empires have crumbled, languages have disappeared, entire belief systems have been forgotten. And yet this single structure, built long before modern science, modern tools, or modern engineering, still stands nearly intact. What makes the Great Pyramid so extraordinary isn't just its age or its size. It's the uncomfortable fact that, even today, science cannot fully explain how it was built, why it was built the way it was, or how its creators achieved such staggering precision. This isn't about aliens. It's not about fantasy. It's about a structure that forces us to admit something far more unsettling. We may have underestimated ancient intelligence. A monument beyond scale. At first glance, the Great Pyramid is overwhelming simply because of its size. Originally standing at 146.6 meters tall and composed of roughly 2.3 million stone blocks, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for nearly 4,000 years. Each block weighs an average of 2.5 tons. Some weigh over 70 tons. Even with modern cranes and machinery, replicating this project today would be a massive logistical challenge. Yet the pyramid was built around 2560 BCE, long before iron tools, wheels, or written engineering manuals. And that's just the beginning. Precision that defies time. The Great Pyramid is not just large, it is precise to a degree that still astonishes engineers. Its four sides are aligned to true north, south, east, and west with an error margin of just 0.05 degrees. That level of accuracy rivals modern GPS measurements. Even today, aligning a structure so perfectly is not trivial. What makes this even more baffling is that Earth's magnetic north shifts over time. The pyramid isn't aligned to magnetic north, it's aligned to true geographic north, calculated with stunning accuracy long before compasses existed. How did ancient builders determine true north so precisely? Some scientists believe they used stellar observations, tracking the rotation of circumpolar stars. Others propose solar shadow measurements. But no explanation fully accounts for the level of accuracy achieved. The pyramid's base is also nearly perfectly level, with variations of less than 2 centimeters across its entire footprint. Achieving that on bedrock, without laser instruments, remains an unsolved mystery. Mathematics hidden in stone. The Great Pyramid seems to encode mathematics in ways that feel almost intentional. The ratio of its perimeter to its height closely matches 2 pi, the mathematical relationship between a circle's circumference and radius. Whether this was deliberate or coincidental remains debated, but the accuracy is undeniable. The pyramid also reflects the golden ratio, a mathematical proportion found throughout nature, art, and human perception. Again, skeptics argue coincidence, but coincidence becomes harder to accept when patterns repeat consistently. Even more intriguing, the pyramid's dimensions scale with the size of Earth itself. When multiplied by certain factors, the pyramid's measurements closely align with Earth's radius and circumference. Was this intentional knowledge or mathematical luck? Science doesn't yet have a definitive answer. Engineering without blueprints. Perhaps the most haunting mystery is how the pyramid was built. No construction plans have ever been found. No written records describe the methods used. No surviving tools explain the techniques required to cut, transport, and place stones with such precision. Some blocks fit together so tightly that not even a sheet of paper can slide between them. The joints are cleaner than many modern stone constructions. The stones were quarried miles away, transported across land and possibly water, then lifted into position, some to heights exceeding 140 meters. Ramps are often proposed as the solution, but no ramp system fully explains the logistics without creating problems of scale, stability, and material supply. The ramp itself would have required more stone than the pyramid. Modern engineers still debate how it was done. The internal mystery. The exterior of the Great Pyramid is impressive. The interior is deeply unsettling. Unlike most pyramids, the Great Pyramid contains no inscriptions, no decorations, no hieroglyphic explanations. It is silent. Inside are chambers and passageways whose purposes remain unclear. The King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, the Grand Gallery. narrow shafts that don't clearly function as ventilation. The king's chamber contains a massive granite sarcophagus, too large to have been carried inside after construction, meaning it was placed during the building process. It bears no lid, no inscriptions, and no remains. Above the king's chamber are 5 stress-relieving chambers, hidden spaces designed to redistribute the immense weight above. Their discovery revealed something extraordinary. Ancient builders understood structural load management at a level previously thought impossible for the time. Star alignments and cosmic design. One of the most debated aspects of the Great Pyramid is its apparent relationship with the stars. The narrow shafts extending from the king's and queen's chambers appear to align with specific stars as they appeared around 2500 BCE, particularly Orion's belt, Sirius, and certain circumpolar stars. In ancient Egyptian belief, Orion was associated with Osiris, the god of the afterlife. Some researchers suggest the pyramid was designed as a symbolic gateway, a means of aligning the pharaoh's soul with the heavens. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious, the astronomical correlations are difficult to dismiss outright. At the very least, the builders clearly possessed advanced observational astronomy. Not just a tomb? Officially, the Great Pyramid is considered a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu. Yet this explanation raises more questions than answers. No mummy was ever found. No burial inscriptions exist. No funerary texts line the walls. Other pyramids contain such evidence, this one does not. Additionally, the complexity of the internal architecture seems excessive for a simple tomb. Some researchers propose that the pyramid served multiple purposes: ceremonial, symbolic, astronomical, and perhaps something we don't yet understand. It may have been as much a machine of meaning as a monument. Lost knowledge or lost context. The Great Pyramid forces a difficult realization. Knowledge does not always move forward. Ancient Egypt reached a peak of architectural mastery that it never again replicated. Later pyramids were smaller, less precise, and structurally inferior. This suggests that something was lost: techniques, organizational systems, or understanding that vanished with time. History isn't a straight line of progress. It's fragile. Knowledge can disappear faster than it's gained. The human story behind the stone. What's most remarkable about the Great Pyramid isn't its mystery, it's its humanity. Thousands of skilled workers, engineers, surveyors, and craftsmen coordinated their efforts with astonishing discipline. This wasn't slave labor, as once believed, but a highly organized workforce supported by food, housing, and medical care. These were people with families, beliefs, ambitions, and pride in their work. They weren't primitive. They were brilliant. Why the pyramid still matters. The Great Pyramid matters because it challenges our assumptions. It reminds us that intelligence is not bound to modern technology, that innovation doesn't belong to any single era, that ancient people were capable of astonishing feats, not through magic, but through understanding. And perhaps most importantly, it humbles us. Because even with all our satellites, simulations, and equations, we still stand before this monument and say, honestly, we don't fully know how they did it. A message across time. The Great Pyramid is not a riddle meant to be solved quickly. It is a conversation across millennia. It asks us to listen, to question, to remain curious. Because sometimes, the greatest mystery isn't how ancient people built something so incredible. It's how easily we forgot what they were capable of. And as the sun continues to rise and set over Giza, the Great Pyramid remains, silent, precise, and patiently waiting for us to understand it.